We did it. We made it. We're here. This is the round of 32 Group 3 survival match for the Manifold TCG Promotional League Season 1. I am Brad. With me here as always is Adam. Adam, who are we watching today?
Hi everyone. Today we're watching LL versus Lucinda. So starting off with LL, LL is playing Eurus, which is the blue 45-point hero who rewards you for playing a bunch of little dudes, activating them, and sacrificing them off, and just keep churning through that.
Something you'll hear us say over and over again about these 45s is you have less health than your opponent, you have fewer dice than your opponent, but you have a powerful ability. We call it cheating. And so you start with all these downsides. In order to catch up, you need to cheat as many times as possible.
Yep.
And this deck cheats just by playing and activating one-cost characters.
Yep, if you play a one-cost guy that rolls a dice and activate it with Eurus, and you roll an extra dice, you just doubled the amount of dice your guy rolled. That's awesome. Let's do that as many times as possible.
And on the other side of the table, we have Lucinda. Lucinda is playing a red-green structures deck featuring Athena and Ramuh. This is actually a rematch of placement match. I think it was placement match B, but one of the placement matches.
Yeah.
These two already played. And that was not a very good fight.
Yeah, so Lucinda's deck just kind of didn't do much. Druid of Wilting Ferns doesn't do much on its own. It's got a bunch of synergies in this deck, like with Leyline of Great Rest and such. But when you play 3 of them and not much else, you're not going to be doing much. However, Druid of Wilting Ferns was an absolute all-star in her next game in the rebound. So Lucinda here is going to be trying to recreate that success.
And first and foremost, how you do that is you play big ethereal structures. She has Rumble of the Grotto, Leyline of Great Rest, and Anti-Silic Transmissions. And when you play those, Athena is going to give you additional activations. And those both act, all 3 of those act as big, burly places to put your bonus counters that Ramuh creates.
Absolutely. Just play a big chunky thing, 1 per round. They'll roll enough dice for you to win the game.
Hopefully. All right. So our players are down at the table. It looks like Lucinda has won the die roll. I think that's true.
Yep.
But before we get started, I would love to take the opportunity to ask you guys, please like and subscribe. This is our 17th video or something like that. And you're still watching them. So presumably you're enjoying them. And if you want other people to enjoy them, if you click that little like button, more people are going to see this content. More people are going to learn about this game.
Yeah, the point of this is to get it to as many people as possible. So you can help us do that by liking and subscribing.
Oh, and there we go. Just like we said, Lucinda starts with an Anti-Silic Transmissions. So already this is more like Game 2 than Game 1.
Absolutely. So this Anti-Silic Transmissions is a structure, which means Athena will trigger, which activates Ramuh, which puts a counter on Anti-Silic Transmissions. Already, we're doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know we just watched this game a week ago, but the last game, but I forgot just how buttery that interaction is.
Yeah, it's really nice. Both these heroes actually work really well together, at least when you're playing an ethereal structure, but that's what Lucinda's deck is full of.
Yeah, and on the other side of the table, LL's, I see Revenant. I don't actually see any one-cost characters.
Here we go.
There might be a Cathedral Lookout there.
Yep, but doesn't matter. Here's Revenant.
Yeah, something that LL has done a lot, and it's been quite successful for her, is her round ones look... Her output in round 1 is terrible because she just plays a Revenant, plays a Cathedral Lookout, activates them, doesn't eat either of them, and doesn't really cheat very much.
Yeah.
But it means she starts round 2 with basically as big a board as Eurus is ever going to get.
Yes, Eurus doesn't actually want to grow beyond 2 characters because of the way his ability works. And so going into the next round with 2 characters, meaning you can activate both of them and then start spending your gems on sacrificing and stuff like that. So your round 2 is going to look a lot better than the round 1.
Yep, and she's done that quite consistently. And, ooh, those are nice rolls.
Yeah, that's good. It's good stuff. And Lucinda will reply with a Relic Seeker, which will look at 3 cards, discard some number of them, and put the rest back on top of her deck. And usually that's how her deck is going to work. You're going to play a 4-drop or a 5-drop or some big chunky thing, and then 1 or 2 gems worth of interaction or a Relic Seeker or something like that.
And Lucinda doesn't have anything that she's really digging for. She's not a Cujo deck, and Eurus is notoriously difficult to interact with.
Yeah.
So Lucinda has the luxury of spending that searching her deck just on smoothing out her curve, making sure she's comfortable with however she plans on spending 6 gems next round.
Yeah. So Sky Pillar Suspension Grid is quite good against her.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, it's mostly just a big. Okay, well, anyway, LL is going to play a Federation Battle Mage sacrificing the Revenant, so not going into next round with a Revenant.
Yeah, that's a deviation from what we've seen times before, and it's still great. Federation Battle Mage is
better dice.
It's one of the chunkiest things in the whole deck, which is absurd because it costs 1, right? But it costs 2 gems and 2 cards typically.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll have like a Federation Inquisitor. Like literally, she's got a couple chunkier things than that. But I didn't see a 1. Clearly, there was one. Mm-hmm. But if there's not a second one, this leaves LL in just a little bit of an awkward position.
Yeah, I mean, she's got good dice. Her Revenant rolled perfect damage, and then also dealt it's 3 damage to Ramuh. She's currently maximizing all of her damage. It's great.
And then on Lucinda's side of the table, we had a whole match, a whole group that had a bunch of Scrappy Jollia. Mm-hmm. And Scrappy is the mechanical version of Ramuh. He puts white counters on mechanical things.
Yep.
But the problem with Scrappy is he doesn't have a powerful energy ability himself. But Ramuh has Modify 1, which means this 4 energy that Lucinda has rolled is going to convert comfortably into 4 damage, or maybe 5.
Right. Which is pretty good. That Lucinda will end up doing a good chunk of damage to Eurus. Lucinda is going to sabotage LL's 2 damage, and then LL will roll her dice off of Eurus. And it looks like from here, our players are mostly going to be not playing any more cards, unless LL has a 1-drop. She doesn't. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, she has a Remembrance and a Change the Tide, so next round's going to be okay.
Yep, mostly just resolving dice out from here. So, LL's got 2 modify here. It looks like she'll use one of them to turn this green dice into 2 damage, and the other one to turn the red dice into 2 damage. Great, 6 damage. And it looks like that's LL's game plan for the rest of the round.
And she got an earlier 3 off of that Revenant activation.
Yeah, and 9 is pretty solid.
Yeah, 9 is a lot better than Eurus expects to do in round 1.
Yep. Great.
Lucinda on the other side, she's got a bunch of modify there. It looks like she's going to be finding something like 7 damage or maybe 6 damage into draw.
Sure. Yeah, which is, pretty good. The funny part is because she has to resolve these energies separately, she's going to take a while to do it, which means Elle is going to get the dig in. So It looks like she used her energy to modify the purple dice into Modify 2, and then Modify 2 into some other stuff, and then use the other energy to, et cetera, et cetera. The end result here will be about 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage or so.
And generally, the longer the game goes on, the more advantageous that's going to be for Lucinda.
I agree.
The red-green deck gets to keep growing, and on top of that, Ramuh gives you free growth. He adds dice without costing gems.
Yep.
And so the fact that this started out pretty explosively probably benefits LL, but it's not by very much.
Yeah. Eurus is really trying to race you down at the end of round 3. And so Lucinda, on the other hand, is trying to grow her board for as long as possible. And that makes this matchup really interesting, in my opinion at least. Can Lucinda survive long enough against the Eurus to grow out of his reach?
Yeah, and that's exactly why Sky Pillar Suspension Grid, like you mentioned, is such a powerful tool for the red-green structures decks.
Yep.
Eurus decks don't make that many premium dice, but they have so much modified that all their premium dice tend to resolve for 2s. And so a little bit of sabotage goes a really long way.
Absolutely. All right, so going into round 2 here, each players will make their extra locale and draw their 2 cards. LL will start by activating Federation Battle Mage, and Lucinda will respond by playing, what do we got here? A Roaring Fire. Cool. So Roaring Fire will trigger Athena. She'll activate a character, which I imagine will be Ramuh. Yes, indeedy. Probably, eventually.
Yep, you got a whole mess of triggers here.
Yeah.
It does feel a little bit like cheating when you do this.
Yeah, when everything works out nicely, it really flows together. So this white counter is actually, what do you think, Brad? Do you put it on anti-silic transmissions and put all of your eggs in a 4 durability basket?
In a lot of matchups against a lot of decks, you're comfortable doing that because it doesn't add a crackle, it doesn't add a sever the ties. But this is an open decklist tournament, and Lucinda knows that LL has Federation Inquisitors in her deck.
Right.
And a Federation Inquisitor right now, blowing up that anti-Silic Transmissions would be a huge chunk of value.
Yeah, it really would. Looks like LL is going to instead play a Remembrance, which will be playing this Revenant out of the discard for 1 gem less. And that's... So no Federation Inquisitor.
So Lucinda avoids the blowout this round, and on top of that, it doesn't look like LL has another 1-gem play. So we're having another round where LL's deciding, I really want the Revenant, I really want the front-loaded damage, and she's taking away from the like gold fishing, peak efficiency gameplay that we sometimes see Eurus fall into.
But getting a Remembrance in play is huge game for a Eurus deck.
That's true.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. So on the other side, Lucinda's going to play a second Roaring Fire, which will use Athena to activate herself. And now, Roaring Fire activating Roaring Fire, I guess then activates the Relic Seeker, but it's still cool.
Yeah, so we talked about how the longer the game goes, the more that probably is advantageous for the red-green structures deck.
Yep.
And that clear line, gives us something to talk about, makes something interesting. The other thing is, Lucinda is going to have much better front halves of the round.
Yeah.
And LL's going to have much better back halves of the round.
Yep.
And by that I mean, over the course of the round, we saw LL do 9 damage and Lucinda do 6. And that was, similar. But if both players need to do 7 damage right now, the red-green structures deck is going to do it much faster. And that's both because Eurus is particularly slow, and these Roaring Fires are blazingly fast.
Yeah, and Lucinda has even more ways to get quick damage. And she's got Witch Fires, she's got Rapid Deployments, she's got, like Athena, like play. There's so many versions of quickly activate a thing, which plays a thing, and then play a different thing, which activates this, which activates that, which activates that. Suddenly, Lucinda has 11 damage in play, and LL hasn't played a card this round.
Yeah, and so even though I think LL's a little ahead, round 1 went a little better for her than it did for Lucinda, there's neat little breakpoints that can break these ties. I don't mean tie, but like, can cover up some ground.
Yes, absolutely. LL is just activating all of her stuff, and it looks like this is going to be her last dice. So LL is working with 2 damage, a modify, a draw 2, and a bunch of blanks.
So there's a very good chance that LL ends up drawing 4 more cards this round, because she's relatively likely to resolve this draw 2. She's relatively likely to tactical reroll until she finds an energy, and that energy is going to be Sacrifice Revenant to draw 2.
Yes.
And that there's a lot of 1-cost characters in LL's deck.
Yes.
And so she could roll another 3 dice this round, in addition to drawing 4 cards.
That is absolutely true. No energy, but we have another 2 damage off this tactical reroll. Not the worst. And LL still has 3 more cards in hand to get rid of. Because remember, if she tactical rerolls into energy, then she's going to be filling up her hand again. So it's okay to actually spend cards this way.
Yeah, Eurus really churns through his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lucinda still has this anti-Silic transmission.
Oh, yeah. Lucinda's making so many dice. A good chunk of them are white and black. That's, whatever. But still, a lot of dice. So this is... Wow. How do you feel about Rend 2 here?
Rend against Eurus is always so interesting.
Yes.
Because Eurus draws a lot of cards, and so rending is bad. But Eurus needs to have a certain amount of gas in order to keep the engine running.
Yep.
And if you can ever get them below that critical mass, they just stop making dice.
Yep. So LL was just quote unquote forced to use her green to draw in order to draw 2 cards, which theoretically could have been a damage, been modified into damage.
Into 2 damage.
Into 2 damage. And I think LL at this point would much rather be using energy to sacrifice and draw 2 in order to fill up her hand. But if she doesn't have energy, she doesn't have energy.
Yeah, because also Ramuh's shielded but at 7 life, and there's a Revenant in play, right? So we're right at the precipice of, does Ramuh survive the round or not?
Yeah.
And we don't know. That could go either way from here.
Yep. So LL will reroll into another damage and an energy and a shield, which is pretty good here. Because if Lucinda doesn't sabotage or shield or something like that, LL has the 1 damage for Ramuh's shield, sacrifice Revenant for 3 damage, and then resolve a bunch of 2s, which seems great.
She's discarding to Rand. I thought she was tactical rerolling.
Yeah, Lucinda will resolve Rand 2, and LL will go down to a Change the Tide and Remembrance in hand.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Those are going to be that's going to be a good way to spend her gems next round.
And it looks like because Lucinda needs to resolve this modify and this energy as modifies separately, she's once again losing the dig in. So as much as we are talking about the red-green deck having more tempo, it turns out LL's first couple rounds, she's just played a small number of big objects, right? She had a 5-gem play in the Remembrance Bag Revenant.
Cool.
And that's afforded her the bonus shield twice.
Absolutely. So Lucinda will modify into 4 damage, which is interesting. She could have gone into shield, which would have blocked 2 damage on that blue dice. Going into 2 damage means Lucinda's trying to race to end this game rather than trying to go as slowly as reasonable.
And that's a really good decision because Lucinda doesn't know that LL doesn't have another 1-cost character.
True. Well, you say that.
I saw that too.
Yes. LL did, in fact, just draw another Federation Battle Mage, which I believe she'll be using to sacrifice his other Federation Battle Mage and roll a whole pile of dice.
And so from where we were sitting, there was a chance for Lucinda to have saved Ramuh, and she didn't try to make that play. But as it turns out, there was no chance for Lucinda to save Ramuh because of this, what LL drew into.
Yep. And LL still has more damage. So, even if Lucinda scrapped around and even if LL didn't draw another 1-drop, I think she still would have been able to kill Ramuh.
Yeah, and then the other half of the thing I said also stopped being true because LL found more plays to make, so Lucinda's also digging in. So, you can just ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Watch the pretty dice.
Yeah, one of the cool parts about this game is that there's a bunch of things that are usually true, and then there's a bunch of board states that change how everything works. So, Federation Battle Mage will sacrifice the other one, which will roll a black dice off Remembrance. Pretty nice. That's the engine working.
Yeah, so we find ourselves in a situation where instead of players resolving dice inefficiently to try and dig in, now Lucinda's tactical rerolling to get more value out of her blank boon dice.
Well, she's got the time now.
Yeah. And she found 2 more damage. She found a mental and a modify, which is...
Yep. Yeah, and that's good. That's worth the card, I think. So now LL is done with rolling dice this round, but she's gonna do more, another 5 damage or something than I thought we were doing,
which is gonna go into 2 shields, right? It's gonna be 3 damage getting through.
Yeah, sure.
But
great.
it looks like it's actually gonna be 4 damage getting through.
Sure.
That's whack, dog.
Wow, nice. Yeah, so modify into 2 damage. Lucinda will resolve her damage. LL will energy to modify into damage. Yeah, it's 4 damage getting through. 4 damage in a draw. Real nice.
This is only round 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're cooking.
Yeah, this game is very likely to end in round 3. Again, in Manifold, anything can happen. None of these players have spent any of their gems sabotaging their opponent's dice.
Right, we're just going.
Right, and we saw the LL Caden game where it looked like the game was going to end and then both players spent all their gems on Change the Tides and nothing happened.
Yep.
And so we could absolutely have a round like that here. And I think Lucinda really hopes that we have a round like that here.
Yeah, I agree. Lucinda wants some time to breathe. Probably. But each players are going into round 3 with 12 health. Let's see what they do.
Oh yeah, that is very exciting. God, I love this game.
Yeah.
We've been away for 2 weeks. Adam went to Ireland, and when he got back, our whole house was sick.
Yeah.
And so we'd had everything on the back burner. And man, coming back to a game like this
is a good game to come back to.
Welcome back.
Yep. So this is the thing where Lucinda's able to just make a whole bunch of dice real quick. She's not going to get to 12 damage before LL has, is able to play cards and activate guys and stuff.
Yeah, if both players were at 6, we'd be saying, look, LL's just dead.
Yeah, but a second remembrance here for LL is kind of fire.
And she plays the same Revenant for the 3rd time.
All right. Yeah, he's really coming back.
Just to be clear, there's another Revenant in the discard, but this is the first one again.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That is
because the one at the bottom was the one that got tactical rerolled.
Oh, interesting. So she chose to go for Revenant instead of a Cathedral Lookout or something, which makes her not able to play Change the Tide.
Oh, okay.
Which means she's just like playing another aggressive 2-drop and just going.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, her
damage.
plan here is Lucinda's just dead, and
Yeah.
we have a Sky Pillar Suspension Grid, which is pretty good at making you not be just dead.
Yes. So Sky Pillar Suspension Grid will be Lucinda's big chunky play for the round, activating Athena off her own trigger, and that will probably sabotage 4 damage.
And then the blue deck has a 1-cost defensive event and a 3-cost defensive event. The green-red deck has only 2-cost defensive events.
Yeah.
So Lucinda could still Diplomatic Meeting
Yep.
this round, but she tactical rerolled 1 away.
Which makes me think she has another.
Yeah, right.
Personally.
There's 2 ways that could go.
Yep.
Either I have a bunch of them, so I'll get rid of this, or I don't think this card is good in this matchup, so
Yep.
I'll get rid of it.
So Anti-Silic Transmissions here will sabotage 2 damage, and was that an energy? I was thinking about Diplomatic Meetings.
Yeah, I was the same way. Sorry.
Yeah. But either way, those dice are now gone, and LL will roll. Okay, not energy. Remember that LL needs energy to sacrifice this Revenant in order to start going.
Yeah, because she's already gone through all 3 Battle Mages. No, she's only gone through 2 Battle Mages.
Yeah. There's a variety of ways that she could, in her deck, get rid of this Revenant, like sever the ties her own Revenant.
Excommunicatus.
Excommunicatus it, that kind of thing. Woo! That's a bunch of damage. Nice.
All right.
Good roll from Lucinda.
Stat check, how close are we to lethal?
Yeah, for not that far off.
Yeah, but we're not there. We're at 6, 7, and we can modify into 9. And Ramuh's gone, but Athena's ability lets you resolve 2 dice as if they show damage. So right now, Lucinda can do 11 damage in 3 actions. And she has a Witchfire in her hand.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if she just does that. 1, 2. Yeah. So resolve physical damage. There's 5.
Oh, it's 4 actions because of the modify.
Sure. Putting Eurus down to 7 health. This is a close one. LL will sacrifice the Revenant with the energy she modified into, rolling 2 black dice off of the remembrances.
She found another Change the Tide, but she did not find a protection, I believe.
Remember your remembrances. LL.
Oh no!
LL,
that's what the.
There we go. Okay. She just. Okay. There we go. Yeah. There's 2 damage. Yeah, that was important. Okay. Good. Lucinda on the other side will modify into...
This is a tactical reroll, discarding Examine the Specimens.
Okay. Now hitting 2 mental damage is damage. I was going to say 2 rend is still damage because of Athena's energy.
Yeah. But, one of the really nice things about this red-green structures deck is both of your energy abilities let you convert your dice into damage.
Yeah, so especially at the end of the game.
Yeah, whichever one you end up with still ends the game.
Yeah, it's always awkward when you're playing a deck where you get a bunch of energy, but your hero with the good energy ability is dead, and you just have to you have a Joln or a Scrappy or something still in play, and it just doesn't do anything. Starlet, all those good heroes.
Yeah, all the best heroes in the game. But
sucks when they survive. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 damage in Lucinda's pool. She's so close to just killing LL here.
Oh man, so yeah, LL didn't decide to try and draw into Protection of Beliefs or anything like that. She just spent the last of her gems on this Cathedral Lookout. So LL's whole game is you're not going to find 1 more damage.
Wow.
And I'm going to win the game.
Oh my god. So if any of those black dice showed any sides, Lucinda's got energy, resolve energy, and whatever that black dice was as 2 damage, and then 5 damage, and that makes 7, right? Did she re-roll any black dice with sides on them?
No, I don't think she did. I think
they were all blank, and now they're all blanks again. Okay.
But doesn't Lucinda have Witchfire in her hand?
Oh, I don't know.
I think she just has the 7th point of damage.
Okay. So energy. So okay, this is cool. She's gonna use energy to resolve 2 mental damage and an energy as damage. So so she just gets as much in as possible right now.
There was a red shield
Yeah.
on. I didn't
LL
see
will
that.
shield.
Okay, I was here thinking, Lucinda has Exactsies. Why is she fiddling around? Why doesn't she end the game? I didn't realize she was 1 short.
Oh no!
Man. And Lucinda has 1 card left in her hand.
And it's the Witchfire.
Oh god.
Okay. So Lucinda will roll into blanks again. I don't think. I mean, she can re-roll into like 3 damage.
Into 2. You just need 2.
Yeah, she just needs 2. Okay.
Right? And there's modify sides on that too. And there's, draw. Oh, a modify is worth a damage because of the green dice.
Yeah, it turns the green dice into 2.
Or it turns to black. I guess that's not interesting, but it's true.
Well, if you have damage modify, that modify gets to be
right.
damage.
Yeah, you can do 6 damage instead of 5.
Yeah. All right, and LL will just go back to rolling damage. 2 damage here for Lucinda. We'll put Eurus to 2 health.
Oh no. I think Lucinda's gonna dig in here. Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
She you can't do that against Eurus players. You can? You can do that against Eurus players?
Okay.
LL's just out of gems and has no more things to activate?
Yeah, she has a blank red and a green 1 draw, and that's it.
Okay, my mistake.
Yeah. And Lucinda wants to go first and activate a bunch of roaring fires and stuff. And yeah, that's good. That's actually really good.
Oh man, but LL's finding the 1 damage, which means Lucinda's in crackle range.
Does LL have crackle? Doesn't look like it. But LL will probably turn this red dice into. She's gonna just fish for 2 damage.
Or a shield.
Or a shield, yeah. Either way is important.
A shield is still good here because it gives you the action.
Yeah, wow, this is close. All right. She found the 2 damage. And we go into round
4.
Yeah,
that was round 3.
That was round 3.
Yeah, this has been an explosive game of Manifold. Boy, howdy.
1 health and 2 health. And Lucinda's going first.
Yeah, so Lucinda's going to go Roaring Fire, Relic Seeker.
Yeah.
And then do you have a crackle, I think, is the question. And does she? We got a chance to see her draw those cards, but I was too busy looking at Roaring Fires.
We'll find out soon enough. And those black dice that are in Lucinda's pool will go away momentarily, I'm sure.
So Sever the Ties and something.
2 Sever the Ties.
Yeah, that doesn't do it.
That's.
Oh, but Lucinda did anything other than activate the Roaring Fires. She does still get to activate her Athena because of Athena.
Is she going to put a blue counter on Athena before activating her? Maybe.
I'm not sure what's going on.
So, rapid deployment is a blue counter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what Lucinda could have done here is play rapid deployment, trigger, put the blue counter on Athena, trigger Athena, activate her to get an extra blue dice here. Because it looks like she didn't roll damage on a blue and a green.
She was just too excited about Athena's trigger, and that's lethal.
Okay. LL will just roll. Yeah, when you really need 1 damage, Eurus himself, pretty good at making that happen.
Yeah, well, there's a Sky Pillar suspension grid here.
Yep.
So there's a pocket sabotage.
Yeah.
Right now she doesn't have a 2.
So the
red dice would need to roll a 2 to keep her alive.
Would need to roll the 2 damage.
That could have been lethal, but instead are keeping her alive. That's true.
Oh man, yeah. I think she just missed Roaring Fire, Relic Seeker, because that almost assuredly gets 2 damage.
Oh, there's a Federation Arborealist in her hand, but that gets her to 3.
Oh
and
no!
LL has 3.
Oh no!
So it looks like you just have to activate the Sky Pillar suspension grid.
Yeah.
And she poked it, so she sees it.
But she's just
wrapping up.
Concede.
Because she doesn't have the 2. I think she doesn't realize she could roll the 2.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh no. Okay.
So LL gets out of there just barely.
As barely as possible. Wow.
All right. So LL is 2-0 against Lucinda in this matchup because they played in the placement match. They played again in the survivor match. Once again, that polished stone that Lucinda gave LL for her birthday reigns supreme.
Yep.
And so LL is going to advance to the round of 16.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Lucinda is going to be playing in our Dead Man bracket. We mentioned this a couple times, but we only have 14 players qualifying for the round of 16. And so we're having a weird day where people who were eliminated or people who failed to enter on time get to fight over those last 2 spots.
Yeah.
And Lucinda has made it clear that she wants to battle in this tournament, and she will be playing in the Dead Man bracket.
Yeah. So there's a chance you see Lucinda coming in the round of 16. Good luck to her.
Yeah,
and
fabulous.
Good job to LL for making it into the round of 16.
Oh my god, that was exciting.
Nice. That's a good one.
Well, let's get to the next one.
Cool.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.